kids. We are officially in 2021. My name is Pastor Tony. I'm hanging out with you guys for Hope Kids at Home, and I am so glad you are hanging out with us for today, because today we are kicking off a brand new life app. A life app is a word that we focus on all month long, and it shows you how you can grow in your relationship with God. This month we are talking about responsibility. Responsibility is showing you can be trusted with what is expected of you. Now, I love this theme for this month because it revolves around board games. I don't know about you, but growing up, my family and I played board games all the time. You know, starting off, being really young, you played games like Candyland or Chutes and Ladders. Then you played games like Trouble and Sorry. Then I eventually found card games that I liked. Games like Phase 10, games like Skip-Bo and Uno, and one of my favorites, Monopoly Deal, which is 10 times better than the actual game because it's also 10 times faster than the actual game of Monopoly. We played those games, and then I found some even more favorite games. One of my favorites right now is a game called Exploding Kittens. Don't worry, no kittens were harmed in the making of this game, but it's a fun card game that you can get with your friends. And then with other board games that I like playing, of course, you have Settlers of Catan, and then again, one of my all-time favorites, Ticket to Ride. I know many of you probably played this game with your family, but I love playing games. I love gathering people over playing games, and it's just so much fun. But the thing with games is you always have to know how to play the game, right? Some of you are rule followers like I am. I have to know every single rule. Okay, who gets the card first? Who gets the deal first? Who starts the game first? How do you do this? How do you do that? I have to read through all the rules because I want to play the game right. Some of you like to just open up the game and just figure it out as you go, and next thing you know, you're playing a game that's very different from how the rules were meant to be made for the game to be played. Now, when it comes to board games and games in general, it's important to know the game, know how to play the game. Well, when it comes to responsibility, you have to know what's expected of you, right? You have to know what you have to do in order to be responsible, to be trusted by others. In today's story, we're gonna find out what do you need to know in order to live responsibly, in order to show others what's expected of you. Not just from your friends and your family, but ultimately with God. So, two things. One, check out the So-and-So show, but stick around afterwards because I have a very important announcement for all of you in regards to Hope Kids. So, check out the video, and I'll see you guys after it's done.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, who's ready for a game? Which one do you want to play first?
Guess who?
Oh, I got that one.
Sorry?
Oh, okay. If you'd rather, here.
Well, should we risk it?
Oh, yes, risk it. You know, we might as well. I have all day.
Uno, por favor.
Yeah, si, mi amigo.
Well, let's just connect for...
Oh, Connect 4. Oh, okay, I got that. That's fun.
No trouble.
Oh, Pop-O-Matic, here we come.
That's taboo.
No, this is taboo.
I mean, for this kind of operation?
Yeah, well, this is the one I have.
Nah, get a clue.
Get a clue. Okay, will you just make up your mind what game you want to play?
Oh, hey, John, when did you get here?
What are you talking about? We've been having a conversation this whole time.
No, sorry. It's just John. He's about to play some games, apparently.
It boggles the mind.
Oh. What's that? Oh, that is just perfection! Hello, my name is Steven.
And I'm John.
And this is the So-and-So Show.
It is the first show of the year. Did you make any New Year's resolutions this year?
You know what? I did. You know how I always wait until the last minute to get things done?
I do. It makes me nervous.
Well, this year I've decided I'm not going to procrastinate so much.
Well, that's great. How well are you doing so far?
Well, I haven't started yet. Tomorrow seems like a good day.
It always says.
Life is hard.
No, it isn't. Life is easy.
You know I'm talking about life, not life.
Come on, let's play it. Come on, man. It'll be fun. Unless you'd rather put it off until tomorrow.
No, You know what? Let's play now.
Oh, yeah! Oh, man! All the games got mixed together.
Well. It's Bible story time.
No. I can fix this.
No.
It's time to play the game of life, so-and-so style.
What is happening, John?
Life is happening, my friend. Now, what would you like to do first? Would you like to go to school or start your career?
I will go to school first. That was easy.
Okay, let's see where you go next. Oh, right. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, you just passed go. Collect $200.
Whoa! Wait, is this the game of life or Monopoly?
Yes. Okay. And 7, 8, 9. Oh, you got married. Congratulations.
Thank you. Hello. Wife. She's in 2D.
Did you say D2? Oh, you sunk my battleship.
This is not life!
11. You know what that means?
I have literally no idea.
It means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11! It was Stephen in the dining room with the candlestick.
No, I didn't do it. This is all mixed up, John.
Oh, don't worry, I'll fix it. You need an operation. Here we go.
No. This game is over, okay? It's Bible. It's Bible. It's Bible story time with Kellen.
Hey guys.
Hello, Kellen. What are we talking about today?
Well, today we're talking about responsibility. Really, our most important responsibility. What Jesus called the greatest commandment. Some of you may know that the Bible contains hundreds of laws or commandments from God. Well, a couple thousand years ago, someone asked Jesus which of God's commandments was the most important. And this is what Jesus said. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Love him with all your mind. This is the first and most important commandment. Pretty simple? Or is it? How do you love God with all your heart, soul, and mind?
Praying a lot?
Reading my Bible?
Going to church?
Singing?
All good ways to show God that you love him. And Jesus gave us another way. Jesus said this is the first and most important commandment. And the second, he said, is like it. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Everything that is written in the law is based on those two commandments. So, how do you love your neighbor? Let's find out on
Love thy neighbor!
Let's meet your neighbors. Now, a neighbor doesn't have to be someone who lives in your neighborhood. It can be someone you meet anywhere. Got it?
Got it.
Then let's love that neighbor. Question number 1. Brandon, how do you love your neighbor if they invite you to a party at their house?
First of all, it's Stephen. But I can bring snacks or sodas to the party.
John, how do you love your neighbor if they give you a gift?
Send a thank you note?
Oh, good one. Yeah, I like that. Oh, thank you.
Brandon, how do you love your neighbor if they shovel snow from your driveway?
Okay, once again, Stephen. I'm Stephen. And I would shovel their driveway next time.
Oh,
Kellen.
Wow, that's amazing.
John, how do you love your neighbor if they spend all night playing bagpipes in the apartment above you?
I don't love my neighbor at all. That's annoying.
Agreed. Yes, very annoying.
Brandon, how do you love your neighbor if they keep forgetting your name?
Funny you should say that because Once again, third time, my name's Steven Kellen. We have met many a time, and I would say I'd probably get angry.
Yeah. Kellen?
John, how do you love your neighbor when they lose the comic book you let them borrow?
Whew. Well, I don't lend them another comic, that's for sure. No way.
How do you love your neighbor when they break a promise to you?
Well, you know, I would insult them on social media.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Always.
John, how do you love your neighbor when they take that last piece of pizza?
What kind of monster would...
Are you kidding me?
And that is the end of the speed round. Brandon, one final question. Do you love your neighbor?
I mean, it was great that they shoveled the snow from my driveway and all, but they also forgot my name many times. So, no, I'm sorry, neighbor. I do not love you.
John, same question. Do you love your neighbor?
No way. Play your bagpipes somewhere else, neighbor.
Annoying.
You did not love your neighbor. You lost.
What? Okay, well, what would the prize have been if we would have won?
$1 million.
What? Oh, no.
Let's meet your neighbors.
Hey, how's it going? Huh. What's up? It's an attractive dude.
Jesus did say, love your neighbor as you love yourself. You see, sometimes when it comes to loving people, it helps to put yourself in their shoes.
Oh, yeah, I get it. So I think I know why you took the last piece of pizza. Because if you're anything like me, you get hungry all the time.
He does.
And I like pizza a lot.
Oh, that's great, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm actually getting hungry right now. Hey, you're not a monster. And I love you, neighbor. I love you.
That was touching. And you know, I don't like it when somebody breaks promises, but if I'm honest, I mean, let's be honest. I can let people down sometimes too. And I want others to forgive me, so therefore, ipso facto, I love you, neighbor. Right back at you, Brian. It's Steven. Steven. That's what I said, right?
Great job, guys. You love your neighbors.
Awesome. Now, where are we at on that $1 million?
Jesus said the most important thing we should do is love God. And the second most important thing to do is to love our neighbors. It's not always easy, but remember, our neighbors are people who make mistakes just like we do. They're people who are forgiven by God just like we are. And it's our responsibility to love them the way that we want to be loved.
Thanks, neighbor.
Yeah. See you, John and Brian.
Yeah, that's weird. Back to you guys.
It's a good game.
Yeah, and we learned something too.
Yeah. Loving God and loving others aren't just suggestions. We're actually expected to love. It's one of our rules for life.
We should keep track of those rules somehow.
Oh, my friend, I am way ahead of you. Our number one rule for life is love God, love others.
You know what? I'm not going to procrastinate on that one. I'm starting right away. Love you, John.
Oh, I love you too, Brian.
It's Steven.
Reveal the question. Ooh, what are things you're expected to do?
Yeah. What are your responsibilities? You might be expected to brush your teeth before bedtime.
Or help with chores around the house.
Or it might be something even bigger, like...
Oh, yeah. Hey, talk about it together.
And we'll see you next time on the So-and-So Show.
Yes! Are they just going to
Yeah, I think we'll stay.
stay?
I have no idea. Handsome dudes. Thank you.
Shh.
Huh?
Oh,
School or career?
I'm starting my career.
All right. You're a waiter. Uh-oh. Don't tip the waiter.
Steven, get me out of here
Before? Aw, man. You sunk my battleship. Oh, no, that's my destroyer. No, battleship. Doesn't matter.
This is not the game of life.
Hey, it could be worse. You could be playing Chutes and Ladders. Bye.
The truth is we all have a lot of rules to follow in our life, right? Look both ways before crossing the street. Don't chew with your mouth open. Raise your hand if you want to talk so you don't talk above others. Those are just a few, but I'm pretty sure you guys can think of a lot of rules that you have to follow from either at home or at school. And when it comes to the Bible, if you open up the Bible and look especially at the Old Testament, you will find hundreds of rules that the Israelites had to follow. Page after page of rule and commandment of what the Israelites should do, but also what Israelites should and couldn't do. And you would probably know all of those laws and commandments if you study them, and it would probably take you your entire life to know all those things listed in the Bible. But the thing is that when we have a lot of rules, it gets complicated really fast. We tend to forget other rules, or we say this rule is more important than that rule, and ultimately we forget some rules. Or we live our life so focused on trying to be perfect that if we break a rule, we feel so bad about ourselves because we ultimately broke something that we were trying to follow. But God did not leave the story there. He did not tell his people he had hundreds of rules to follow him in order to have a relationship with God. Instead, Jesus, when he was speaking, said all of God's rules basically funneled down. So you can take all of God's commandments and rules, put them in, funnel them down, and it came out to two different commandments. The first one, and the most important he gave his people, was to love the Lord your God. To love him with all your mind, body, soul, and strength. And the second commandment, which is just as important as the first one, is to love your neighbor as yourself. Now, as we talk about all the rules and commandments in the Bible and how all of those rules really filter into loving God or loving others, I want to be very clear in helping you understand this. You don't earn God's love by the rules that you follow. You don't earn salvation by the rules that you follow. You see, God has freely given that through Jesus, and it's only by believing and trusting and following Jesus that you have a relationship with God again. It's not about what you do in a performance and the things that you have to take care of on your own, because Jesus has already taken care of that for you. But when we love God, when we spend time with him, when we know him, when we know the things of him, when we know how God wants it, or when we know how to live our lives based on what Jesus would do, then all those the way that we live our life will come out naturally. We don't have to do anything extra on our own. Instead, it all comes back to our relationship with God. So when you're in a situation and you don't know what to do, you can always ask yourself, am I loving God or am I loving people? And that can really help you and decide on what you can do in those situations. If you're angry at your brother and sister for taking your Legos or wearing your clothes or messing up your room, you can stop and pause. What can I do that can love God and love people? If you notice a friend that's being bullied at school, I know we're not in school yet, but maybe they're being bullied, you can stop and you say to yourself, how can I love God and love people by sticking up for my friend? Or what about with your time? I know a lot of you are spending more time at home, and it's easy to just put on or play Xbox and video games or watch Netflix and watch YouTube, but you can stop. How am I honoring God? By loving God and loving others by what I'm doing. Am I spending time with him? And that's the challenge for you guys today. The one thing I want you guys to know is this, is to love God and to love others. And I know it seems pretty simple, but when it comes down to it, in those tough situations, it's actually a lot harder to actually live those out. But knowing more about who God is helps us to love him, to follow him, to know the things that God would want us to do, and that will naturally spill over and show for others to see who God is through us. So, Hope Kids, that's my challenge this week, is to love God, love others. Love God with your time, love others by the words that you speak to them, your actions that you show to them, and when you do that, you're telling others that you love God in the process too. So, I'm praying for you guys to do that, praying that God gives you the strength this week to be able to love him and to love others. Now, on to my big announcement for this week. So if you have not heard from last week or not seen Hope Kids at Home, I made a big announcement as far as Hope Kids. So I said it was something we were looking forward to for quite some time, but starting on January 7th, so on this Thursday and next Sunday, we are opening up Hope Kids Elementary. So that means you guys get to join us for Hope Kids at church again. It's gonna be the first time since we've done this since March, which is crazy. Almost a year of no Hope Kids. I would have never dreamed that this would have been a possibility, but here we are, but we are opening up. So if your parents are coming to church that weekend, you don't have to go inside main service anymore. You get to join us and all of our leaders and have an amazing time in Hope Kids. And second, we have a brand new space for you guys. So not the normal Hope Kids room. We are in the old worship center where your parents had service beforehand. So we are in a brand new space, brand new Hope Kids, and we can't wait for you to join us hopefully this next coming week in Hope Kids. If you don't join us in person, don't worry, we're still gonna be doing Hope Kids at Home. This is gonna continue on even as we open up. So even if you miss church, we will still have this available for you guys so that way you don't miss a beat in what's going on with Hope Kids. So I hope you have an awesome week, and I hope to see you guys in person next week for Hope Kids. And if not, I'll see you guys next week for Hope Kids at Home. See you later.